So, just leaving my albergue, 6:25. Never did get to the cathedral. There was a huge thunderstorm. So I lay down, I actually fell asleep. And where is Aloes pointing? Oh, sorry. Fell asleep, slept through a lot of it, a lot of the people. There was a lot of people in the room, a lot of beds. Should have counted them. And it was daytime, so they weren't being quiet, but I was so exhausted I slept through it all. Must have slept for about an hour and a half. Then when I woke up, Charlotte from Denmark was there, and she was hungry. These Nordic type people seem to be always hungry. So it was still lashing with rain. So we decided just to stick our ponchos on and go find the first place to eat. But as we were walking down to the square, it sort of dried up. This camera isn't picking this up because it's a little bit dark. So we had something to eat and came back, and I stuck my earplugs in and about 10 o'clock and conked it. I did waken a number of times during the night, but that's because I needed to pee, but toilets were on the floor down from me, so I didn't bother. Too lazy. But then I kept waking me. Right, I'm going to turn this off, take a picture of the cathedral, and then march on, find my way. Catch you later. Mountains and forests. And a couple of them have to climb. There's a couple of tight days coming up. Tomorrow I'll be making it up to the Point Cruz de Ferro, where the cross is, and it's a climb. So I'm going about 5 or 6k further today, so that I'll be halfway to the cross in the morning when I'm starting off. But I'm actually not that, although I don't like climbing, it's the coming down then into Malnasek is, from what I read anyway, it's very steep and it can be a bit treacherous. So I'm more worried about coming down than going up. But then there's the climb to Osibero as well, and it's very tight. A lot of people send their backpack on for that one and ride a horse up it. I think I'll take my own chances on my own 2 feet and see how I go. But I'm hoping we'll soon come to a town with a cafe, because I'm desperate for a cup of coffee. I got a cup of coffee out of the vending machine in the albergue before I left, but it was just a short cafe solo and there was bloody sugar in it, so it was vile. But I held my nose and threw it into me like medicine anyway for the shot of caffeine. See you later. So I'm just scanning these peaks in front of me, wondering which one I'm going to be going over. And I hope it's one of the lower ones. Although, see that bigger one there? I do see a sort of a path sneaking up it. So, time will tell. This was a run-down little town, but apparently, because of the Camino, it's actually coming back to life. Buildings are being done up, and there's a bit of business back in the town with the bar, and yeah. As much as the yellow arrows tell you where to go, sometimes these ones are just as important. If I'm looking at it, the yellow X's to tell you where not to go. Right, I'm about 20k in. Think of about 6 to go to get to where I'm going. But apparently it's 6 all uphill. But this is the little town that I would have been staying in if I hadn't been so stupid as to decide to go on. But my legs will thank me in the morning. And it really is quite a pretty wee town. So, I had a wee beer there. Well, a radler. Half beer, half lemonade. But it was nice. Met 3 of the women that I met on the second day of the walk in Tiberi. Helle, Julie, and the Dutch woman, I can't remember her name. But yeah, this is really nice. Would have been nice to stay here for a night. Anyway, adios. It's funny that today I've noticed that my pace is a good bit slower than it has been the past couple of weeks. And I know there's been more climbs and descents today than there has been as well, but I don't think that's it. And I didn't decide to slow down either. It's kind of like my subconscious looks at all of those mile markers or kilometre markers, and my body knows it's getting closer to Santiago, but it doesn't want this to be over. So it's slowing down to make the most of it. Now there's going to be some climbing coming up, so this camera will not come out. But that climbing means I'll be half the way up the climb to Cruise to Faro, which I'll hit in the morning at some point. So that's good. So onwards and once again upwards. Thought I might have seen the peak from here actually, but no. If I do, I'll switch you on again. Bye. Had to stop very suddenly there. Don't know if you can hear it. To pull the rain cover over my pack. I was watching the clouds coming in from the mountain. And it looked like the usual evening thunderstorm. So I hope it's not. I hope it's just a shower, because I haven't put the poncho on over it, so I'm hoping the rain cover will be enough to keep my sleeping bag dry, because it's on the outside of the pack. It's just too hot to suffer the poncho as well. So, holy crap, this is steep. Now, what's the lesser of two evils? The steps, we have to lift your feet, or the slope. It's saying Jesus is with you up there on that barrier, and Jesus is telling me to do the slope. And according to that sign, I've only got 3.5 kilometres. But I don't believe the signs here. because they tell lies. Right, I've caught my breath enough to tackle this slope. Good luck. The slope was okay, but Jesus didn't warn me about more of this shite here. Sore ankles again tonight, I'd say. Crapalola. That was a tight climb. And I know I say I'm not religious, but I've been praying like I don't know what, because there's been a massive clap of thunder and I'm basically on my own on this path. And I'm hoping that's the end of the climbing. Well, I saw a woman a while back actually with an umbrella, and I read somewhere before that statistically speaking, Aquarians are more likely to be struck by lightning than any other zodiac sign. I don't know what that's based on. Obviously there were numbers collected of people struck by lightning. However, I've decided what's going to attract the lightning more, her umbrella or my trekking poles, and I've decided it's her umbrella. But I'm back under a wee bit of tree cover now, so hopefully it'll be a tree and not one of us, and hopefully the tree won't be beside me and fall on me. Oh Jesus, I'm wrecked. Where is this time? Good luck. Well now, boys and girls, I'm here, and that thunder came on full whack for the last kilometre, and I don't mind telling you that I shot myself. It was so loud overhead. I kept my head down, the brim of my hat down, so that I couldn't see if there was any lightning, which I'm sure there was. Looks like there could be a lot more, but it's such a climb. But I'll show you the view when I have the wherewithal to get up and go outside. Sleeping bag on bed. Priorities.